We're back. I'm Judy.
I'm Carol.
And I'm still Peggy.
And we are the Wildflowers.
Yes,
We
and
are.
we're sitting here watching this major snowstorm,
That
rainstorm
would be
come
interesting.
rolling in. It's we need it, like Peggy just said. But yes, so let's see how this goes.
Yeah, so we hopefully won't lose power because the wind is picking up. The skies got very dark all of a sudden.
Oh, I hope we don't, because usually we're running on battery, but I had to plug it in.
Okay, so we'll see how
We'll
this
see how
goes.
this goes. We'll talk really, really fast. This is number 108.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a little banter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so on Tuesday, September 16th is National Voter Registration Day. And on that day, this is a registration form. It's very easy to fill out. If you are a teenager, 16 or 17, you can pre-register to vote. Your application will be pending. When you turn 18, you will already be registered to vote, and you'll get information about where your polling place is. I'm trying to get I'm going to be at Theodore's Books in Oyster Bay on that day from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
What's the date again that you're going to be?
September 16th.
Okay.
Very nice.
And I'm gonna have a barcode, in the store, and I'm gonna have a table in the store. The bookstore is going to help me promote it, because every election, there are so many people who don't vote because they're not registered, or they don't feel like they know who to vote for.
Or they don't
And-
think it counts.
And it does count. And this November, at least on Long Island, there are a lot of elections. We have county executive in Nassau County, and there's council people. All of those elections are very, very important, from the bottom up, from your school board to your library board. These are people who are running the show, so make sure you know who they are. And on that day, if you need a form to register, you could do it online. You could go to the Board of Elections in your county, their website, and you could do it right online. You could do it at the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yes.
You could get a form. All the libraries have the forms on hand. You could go in there and get this form. It folds up into an envelope, and all you have to do is stick a stamp on it, and seal it and stick a stamp on it. It's easy as pie. Please vote, no matter who you're voting for. It's very important.
Yes.
Yes, we got
As a citizen, it is your duty.
Good message.
Absolutely.
Okay, the end.
Good. And thank you for doing that.
Thank
Peggy.
you.
Oh,
Indeed.
okay. Next year I'm going to be better prepared, because I just found out about it. I got an email about it, and I said, "Oh, I never even heard of National Voter Registration Day." So I said, "All right, I'll sign up to be a partner." And next year I'm going to get the Democratic Club in my town involved. I told them about it, but it's just too late.
Too late.
Because it's in less than 2 weeks.
Very nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
I go
I know
ahead.
you do yours. I have something to mention too, but you do yours.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been watching a lot of PBS programming. We've got to keep PBS alive. I just watched a documentary the other night called Driver, and it's just so understated, but it's so interesting, and it's about it's after losing everything. Desiree Wood takes a second lease on life as a long-haul trucker. Alongside an irreverent group of women drivers, she fights for a life on the road. In a rapidly changing labor landscape, Desiree and her sisterhood of truckers rally against the crushing forces of an industry that is indifferent to their survival. And it's about how men are trying to keep them down or whatever.
It's a very chauvinistic industry.
Yeah,
I've been in truck stops because my husband was a truck
I
driver.
thought of you. I thought of you, but it's. Check out your PBS programming, because I find I just oh, look at the rain.
Yeah.
I just DVR'd about Prohibition, and I'll be watching that later. It's not that we don't know about it, but it's told in such a fascinating way that Yeah, so that's what
I
my
love
story.
PBS.
Yeah, and support them too, don't only watch.
Right, yeah.
They need money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because.
Especially nowadays they do,
Yeah.
because their funding was cut. But another thing we should be supporting is our independent bookstores. And I
Yep.
went to go visit one this weekend. It was called the Book Barn. You forwarded it to me. It's out in Center Moriches.
I want to go there
And
too.
it's set up in the historic Ketchum Inn,
Uh-huh.
which is really cool. It's a historic tavern, that's on the grounds. But the site is really cool. They have the inn, which is Ketchum Inn from like the 1600s. They have a teepee, an authentic looking teepee. And then in the back, they have this big, huge barn, and they sell used books and used music, like albums,
Oh, wow.
And I came away really good. But I did really well there, and I met the owners there, and they gave me some information. One of the books, funny that I picked one up. It's about the Pequots, and I'll talk about later on. But I'm reading another book which mentioned a chapter on the Pequots, and which is a Native American Indian group from New England, mostly Connecticut kind of area, but they did come down this way too in Long Island. And I said, I really need to learn more. And when I went to the book barn, they had a book there about it. I said, wow, this is great. So the guy told me, like, well, if you like this, you'll like this. And we had this great conversation.
Oh, that's great.
When I got home and finished reading the other book, they recommended some more reading. And the book I picked up was listed as the #1 book to read.
Oh, that's
I said, how
awesome.
ironic, the synchronicity of it all. So, and I didn't
Did your girls go with you?
Oh
too?
yes, we
Okay.
we all did very well.
Okay.
Daphne got a few books that she loved, and Willow did too. So we did all great.
Yeah, and so it's called the Book Barn.
The Book Barn, and it's in an actual barn, and they were thriving. There was a
Have
lot
you ever
of people
been there?
there.
I haven't been there, but I'm going to ask Kathleen if maybe I'll go with her,
Yeah.
because she's renovating her grandmother's house in East Moriches.
Oh,
Oh,
You know, her grandmother has 2 houses on the property, and it belongs to her cousin, but her cousin lives in Florida, and she lets Kathleen use it, and Kathleen's been, painting and
Oh,
fixing
fun.
certain
It's
things.
a cute
and,
little town. I didn't
Yeah.
really spend
Yeah.
a lot of time there, but there was like a lot of cute little quaint restaurants and
Oh.
little areas where you could go and eat and shop.
Yeah.
A lot of farm stands. Really cute.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So definitely check it out.
yeah.
Very,
Well,
very cool. Well, what's better?
you are sitting far up, and I can't see Judy. I have to
Oh.
keep, either you have to move up,
I'll
or
move up.
you have to move back. Because I know, and I don't remember this ever happening before. It's
Yeah.
just the way that we're sitting now.
Okay, let's
It's
see.
like I said, okay, I can only see Carol's head
Yeah.
unless
All
I
right,
move.
is that better?
Yeah, I guess that's usually
Maybe I
the way
said
that you sit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're all
All
here
right,
now.
thank you.
So
I felt isolated.
should we have a little wine? And I hope
We
it's
should,
better than the
yes.
last one, because that
I'm
one
sure
was
that
not
it will
good.
be better.
It has to be.
Well,
can't be
yeah.
worse, I don't
where's my
think.
info? Wait a minute.
Sorry,
I lost all my
No,
information.
I knew I wasn't going to like it really
I thought you were
either.
exaggerating. I was like, oh, I bet you it's like some sort of obnoxious
Oh yeah, when I saw
wine
Judy
label.
yesterday, because I took
Aw, what happened to my card?
I have no idea.
Well, I'll pour it while you look. Why don't
Oh,
you?
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Judy's ready to have
I'm
some
ready
wine.
for something a little different than. I gotta get that.
Oh,
taste
here it
out
is.
of
I have
myself.
Okay. Okay, so anyway, this one is Marchesi di Borgosole.
It's a nice
It's
color.
it is Salice Salentino Riserva. Evidently, it's from Italy. It's an Italian wine. It's from the Puglia region, which I read somewhere is the heel of the boot of Italy.
Okay.
And the varietal is one I never heard of. It's Negro Amaro.
Black.
Yeah, Black Love.
Black
Amaro?
Amare.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't see
So-
my legs. Do you have any
Oh
legs?
yeah, I have legs.
I don't
Yeah,
have
look,
legs.
right here. Plenty of them.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
Hold it up to the light.
yeah. There's plenty of legs.
Just plenty of legs.
I have it below the light and I can see it. Up by the light I can't. So do it like right here. Here, look, you can see mine. See?
Not really.
When are you getting blind?
Probably. Okay. All right.
But anyway, so,
Yeah, it's right here.
yeah. Here, I can
okay.
see it from here.
Okay.
I can
All
see it
right.
all
Well, that
over.
angle I can see.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, smell it. It smells nice.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
We both.
Psych.
Yep.
Thanks.
And what can we toast to?
Let's see. So we are in the beginning of September. So first
So this-
weekend in September.
Why don't we toast to all the kids that had to go back to school,
Yes.
wish them luck, especially in New York, all of them, they can't have cell phones anymore in
right.
the classroom. It's a big adjustment.
They don't
And,
talk to each other. Be kind to each
Yeah,
other, kids.
yeah. Some teachers are saying kids are passing notes, and I laughed so
I
hard. I
love
said,
that.
"Oh my God, me too." It was very nostalgic.
Yes, I love that. Well done.
So cheers to the kids.
Cheers.
Have a good school year.
My friend Grace and I, we always did our notes.
Say it again.
We always pass notes.
Oh,
My friend
really?
Grace and
I have to take another sip because I'm
Yeah.
not sure yet.
I know my taste buds are a little off today. I could tell.
It's okay.
It's light.
It's supposed to be full-bodied.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it is?
You know what? It doesn't feel light to me in texture. It seems light to me in taste. Like it doesn't taste fruity.
It tastes medicinal to me, and that's might
Oh, wow.
just
Yeah.
be because I'm not feeling the greatest
could
today.
be.
No, maybe not. It got pretty good reviews, but most of the reviews were good, but there were some that said that it was too astringent
Yes.
or, you know.
I can
but-
see that.
It's drinkable. I mean, I'm gonna drink
Yeah,
it.
well, it's better
Yeah.
than the last one.
All right, so it has notes of balsamic.
Oh,
Maybe that's why.
maybe because that's very acidic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could do it.
Currant, spices, and silky tannins. Cherry and lavender.
Really?
It sounds like everything I would really like. I do enjoy balsamic vinegar as well.
I'm not a big fan of anything cherry, and it all goes back to when I had the measles, and I had, or one of those. I
All
think it was
those medicine.
medicine. And ever since I had cherry medicine, anything with cherry, I was never. We're talking years ago.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So,
but
Yeah.
this is fine. I'll drink this.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's not,
You
it's
know.
not the worst.
Yeah, no. It's not as bad as the chocolate
no
wine.
chocolate wine.
Let's not compare it to
That's
chocolate
going to
wine.
be the one that we said all bars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it
that's
came
not
in a
that.
really nice bottle. You can
Yes,
put
it
the
did.
little rope up on the neck, Judy.
Oh.
And this went around the cork.
Well, that
Okay,
looks like a
that's cute.
noose.
But it looks fancy.
It does.
And yeah. So
Can you
anyway,
see it?
guess the alcohol content.
Okay, all right. I'm going to say
13 and a half. I didn't look though, because I can't read that small print without my glasses.
13.
13 and a half.
Oh,
It's
look
right
at
on the
that.
nose.
I really didn't look at it.
Okay.
No, I believe
And
you.
guess the price.
Oh,
$18.
I am going to guess $12.95.
$12.99.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
And how many wildflowers?
2.5.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say 2.5 to 3, so I'll go
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, I would if
I would go
this was
3.
home and I opened it, I wouldn't pour it down the drain.
Oh, hell
You know,
no.
but I wanted it to be better because I read a lot of
Yes.
reviews and a
No,
lot
and
of
you
people
like
were
to get-
talking about
And you got-
full-bodied and oaky.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And you got this from Total Wine?
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I
What would you
have
have?
no problem with it. Oh, I give it 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there
All
we
right.
are.
No,
Not
it's
too
like
bad.
2.5, 3. That she said 3.
No?
All right.
All right.
Okay. So
I mean,
who
the
does-
more I'm drinking it, the better it tastes. I know, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
so Carol, you have the subject.
Yes, but Peggy.
Oh, yeah,
doesn't-
do the book.
but we
You
gotta-
Oh, the book.
Yes, the book
Judy's
is
got to
mine.
do the book.
And the book is called Peggy. Yay!
Actually, Peggy photobombed the picture.
I did.
So.
I did in the bookstore where I shop. When this first came out, it was on the table, and everybody who worked there said, "No, Peggy, you have to read Peggy."
I can't believe I missed. I didn't know. I didn't see it out there. It was actually on the
Yeah.
display in Barnes Noble, and they had some sales recently on hardcovers, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'll get this one because the title caught me, and I
Yeah.
love bold colors, you
Yeah.
know. So it's a novel. It's by Rebecca Godfrey, who has passed away. So
Has
she has, this novel came out in 2024. She died in 2022.
Very uncomfortable.
So
I'm sorry.
I don't
wanna
know.
make sure you're on camera though.
We'll wait for Peggy.
Ouch.
Just because you got a book
Am I on
named
camera?
after- You are.
Okay. I can see better this way.
Okay.
Okay. I've never read any of her other books. She wrote 2 other ones before this called The Torn Skirt and Under the Bridge.
Oh,
Okay.
So this one she had been researching for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And she
Wow.
had a lot of notes on it. It's broken up into 3 sections. It's about Peggy Guggenheim, so of the famous Guggenheim
Yes,
family.
yeah.
She is the second of 3 daughters. So like I said, she wrote pretty much. They said I read the afterword. She wrote part 1 and part 2 almost exclusively is her words. Part 3 is the co-author Leslie Jamison's.
That name's familiar.
Using her notes.
Oh,
and
so
probably-
she passed away before she even finished the
before
book.
she even finished the book.
Oh.
But she knew she was dying. She had cancer, and she had
okay.
conversations with their publicist and and this co-author about the direction she wanted to see the book
Oh, okay.
go in. So they
Okay.
kind of did their best to make
Yeah.
it to come together.
So that's an interesting backstory about the book. I mean, that's very interesting.
I thought
Yeah.
so too, right? So thank you. So she wanted, her biggest goal was she wanted it to be completed instead of being published unfinished. As a writer, I don't know how you feel about that, because I know
I would
Jane
want it finished, as long as
You-
they had my,
your notes.
yeah.
Yeah, your direction.
Especially someone who, I guess, 10 years you work on something,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and gather your research and all of that.
Exactly.
So, okay, so Peggy Guggenheim, she was the middle daughter of Benjamin Guggenheim. There were a lot of Guggenheims. There were a lot of brothers. You might know him, and you don't realize it, but he died on the Titanic, Benjamin Guggenheim.
Oh, okay.
So do you remember the movie Titanic?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. There's a scene where you have some rich people who got formally dressed.
And they stayed on the ship.
And there's a guy who's played there who got in his full black tuxedo with his assistant, and they sat there drinking their whiskey.
Yes,
and whatever.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
That's supposed to be Benjamin Guggenheim.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
That's what it was reported that he did when he knew it was gonna be down. He apparently made sure women and children were on. He was traveling with his mistress.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And he put his mistress on
Yeah.
one of the lifeboats, but then he went back in and said, "Well, I'm going to go down like a gentleman,"
Yeah.
and he got dressed, and so
Yeah.
so he died. So Peggy, her full name was Marguerite, but she went by Peggy, was very close to her father, and he had left earlier, and had lived abroad in Paris. For many, many years. So it was kind of
Without her?
Without her,
Oh, okay.
right? That he was separated from his wife.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was officially separated, but it was physically separated. And he was working supposedly on elevator projects for the Eiffel Tower. That was his
Okay.
big kind of a thing that he wanted to do. So this book, let's see, so she had 2 sisters. The oldest one was Benita, who she was very close to. Kind of a tragic story to think about this, and I did look at all this to see if it was accurate. Benita, she died during childbirth later on. She was kind of like, I think, the good one,
Yeah.
like try not to do anything wrong, try not to upset her mother, tried to marry the way she
Yeah.
was supposed to, and blah, blah, blah. And Peggy was kind of like the wild child, the one that bucked everything, and she was attracted to and wanted to be bohemian,
Oh, okay.
right? And that disappointed her mother and her uncles,
I'm sure it was
very, very
a
much.
disgrace.
Right. So her youngest sister, Hazel, she also was an artist. Now, she died. No, she didn't die. Sorry. Her 2 boys died. She had these 2 little boys, not the same age, but close in age, and she was dangling them over the roof of a building in Manhattan, and they both dropped to their death.
Wait, are you telling us about the novel? Or,
This is all in the book, yeah.
but it's a novel.
It's a novel, but it's kind of a historical novel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In
So
a
a lot
weird-
of this is factual.
Yeah, she.
All right, that's what I was just getting a
So
little
yeah, that's
confused.
like it
so
was.
it's just
I
like,
know it's a novel, but it's based on.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
so anyway, so it does talk about her meeting her husband, who she really married, last name of Vale. He was an artist, but like a tortured kind of an artist. And in the novel, I don't know if this part, but in the novel, he was abusive to her. She had lots of lovers, which in the novel, which also corresponds with her true life.
Okay.
She had a very intense but short-lived, I think, relationship, which is talked about in this novel with Samuel Beckett,
Oh, wow.
okay.
and she really did in real life.
Okay.
You know,
Can I ask a question? Interrupt.
yeah.
Is her name really Peggy, or was it Margaret, or was
Marguerite.
She already
Marguerite.
said-
Marguerite,
I
but
missed
she
that.
always went by Peggy.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I don't know. It's a kind of a glimpse into high society, right? Like
Yeah.
you know how it is, how there are hierarchies.
And now this is in the late 1800s, early 1900s?
Yeah, exactly.
Gilded
right.
Age.
Gilded
Yeah,
Age.
yeah.
And the hierarchies that exist
were
in that
right.
world,
Mhm.
right? You know how, and they were kind of looked down upon a little bit because I think her father was dead and they were Jewish, you know.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And so that was kind of like, they were kind of pushed out a little
Yeah.
bit in there, and but she felt, she was attracted to this different lifestyle. She, at a very young age, I think she was about 18 in the novel, she went and moved abroad, right? And she started a life there, and she was one of the first people to collect modern art, right? She was a big
Oh, okay.
modern artist, as a surrealist, and just kind of gather them all. But now she really did in real life open up in a museum.
And she
yeah.
was
Yeah.
an artist also, besides collecting, or?
She was mostly a collector
Okay,
of
okay,
art.
so she ran in those circles.
Exactly, but she really appreciated and seemed
Like
to
Lacey.
understand art, and she surrounded herself with artists and sculptors and
This is
Well,
awkward.
because she was bohemian.
I was
you know,
just
that's-
gonna
yeah.
say that.
yeah, like her in the novel. Now this part I don't know if it's true, but in the novel, her husband Vale, that's the last name, I forget his first name, but he
Did
would
they
have
name
her.
Vail after him? Vail, Colorado? I wonder
No,
what's
it's spelled
famous?
differently. VAIL. It's spelled.
Oh, okay.
So is Vale spelled VAI?
I think it's
L-E?
VALE.
This is VAIL. He would always, like every night or every other night or something like that, have these open up his apartment for whoever wanted to come in, and she was expected to entertain and
yeah.
use her money to like have the alcohol and the food for all artists.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it got very, tiring. She had 2 children too. She ended up getting divorced from her first husband. In the novel, her son went to go live with him, and her daughter Peggy, Pegeen, went to live with her.
That's an Irish name, Peggy.
Pegeen, yeah. She ended up dying too. I found out. I looked her up, and
She wasn't vaccinated.
No, she was. I think it's suicide. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of like, this is the book I finished.
Yeah.
Was I in love with it? No, but just I think because it's a portrait of people that I don't have much interest
Right.
in
Yeah.
to
Okay.
begin with.
Mhm.
But I'm not sorry I read it,
Yeah.
All right.
because I was not familiar with her
Yeah.
story or little intricacies into the Guggenheims.
Right.
And I think the author felt like she was a very overlooked person and was
Yeah.
deserving of her own kind of story.
Yeah.
She's really just trying to find herself, Peggy. And finding, I think, more important, the permission for her to be herself.
Wow.
And that's really what I took out of this book. She really kind of at the end was just like unapologetic. For a while she was trying to not please her mother or her uncles, but not have to care so much, I think,
Right.
about the fact that she was in this family
Right.
or what people would think.
Right.
And she kind of, I guess, went through this. She was a big animal lover. And
Yeah,
so
oh, I love her.
dogs, yeah, she had, and I think when I looked her up online, she's buried with like a ton of her dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were all buried with her.
Well, I
Wow.
hope they all died.
I know. I hope
that they were dead.
I was
Yeah,
saying
me
like
too.
they
I
all
hope
died
they
at
were
the
dead
same
too.
time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think maybe they were interred with her somewhere. I hope so.
Yeah, maybe
I
she
didn't-
buried them where she knew that she was
where
going
she
to
was
be
gonna be
buried.
buried.
I'd like
Let's
that.
say that.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, was she older when she died, or
Yes.
She, yeah.
Yeah, she lived to an older age. But she had a lot of tragedy, like, her father, her sister, her nephews, and she wasn't
Yeah.
close with her youngest sister, according to this book.
Yeah.
They didn't have a good relationship, really,
Yeah.
because there was a big age difference. So she was kind of alone, throughout it. But anyway, I thought that's
How
a
many
review.
wildflowers?
I'd give it like 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
3.5.
it's
Yeah.
Peggy.
Peggy.
If you like the Gilded Age and
Yeah.
you like that sort of thing, this is up your alley.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Gilded Age, Downton Abbey. The Gilded Age I like because it takes place right in New York City.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and this takes place in New York City.
Yeah.
The first part of the book, because that's what she was born on Park Avenue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where it is. So
Yes.
so if you like that setting and that time period, then this is a book for you.
Oh, cool.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
So the topic is mine. So I was really impressed. A recent spread of the New York Times was titled "The 25 of New York City's Notably Great Trees."
Oh, I saw that. I was reading about it in the paper.
Oh, very nice.
And I thought the topic of trees would be a welcome break from everything that we've been discussing. I needed that. And I know that we've discussed trees in the
Yes.
past, but this is something I think we're going to...
Yeah,
I'm
we're
excited about this,
Good,
to be
good.
honest with you. I just was like, I think they're going to like this one. So let me start by saying that I called my brother because we had 2 maple trees that you remember on my parents' property in front of the house. And I
They
think
were notable trees in Cherubusco.
they were in Cherubusco. And I started feeling very sad because I was thinking, I took those trees for granted. As a kid, I'd climb
Yeah.
up in them and stuff, but they really added to the look of our house because after my parents passed away and no one was living at the house, the trees died. And I keep wondering, did they die because no one was living there? Like, I don't know. I put this, and so they had to cut them down, but I asked my siblings to save me a couple of slabs from the tree. I said, I think they were surprised because they always thought I was never a country girl or anything or whatever, but I wanted that. I just wanted it. So I had the slabs, and then when my ex-husband actually was helping us move from where we were, I had the 2 slabs, and I don't know why, but I said to him, I said, here, I think Mom and Dad would be happy if you had these. And so he was genuinely touched that I gave them to him. But then he reciprocated he made a plaque out of one for me with the name on it from Dad and Mom's house, and then he made bookends for the
lovely.
out that. So
That's very thoughtful.
it was sweet. So and then I asked Carl. He goes, well, they were sugar maples, and they had to be over 100 years old. And there was a couple times he did tap them
Yeah.
for syrup, but he didn't make syrup because it wasn't enough to get. But
Yeah.
so that was sweet. But then I was also thinking of other books about trees, and I could have swore, Peggy, that I took the book. I got a copy when we had the bookstore, The Hidden Life of Trees.
Oh, yeah.
What they feel, how they communicate,
Yeah.
discoveries from a secret world, and I can't find it. I don't know, maybe it's in a
Oh.
bin out in the garage, I don't know. But that's by Peter Waldben. I don't know if I'm butchering his name. And then, of course, there's The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. That's sad. That's a sad one, the Giving Tree.
I didn't like that book.
I remember that.
Yeah, to me it was, they were mean to the tree. I
Right,
didn't like
that's
them.
what, yeah. So, and then A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Betty Smith, and that was published in 1943. And Francie Nolan's life is metaphorically compared to a Chinese sumac, the tree of heaven, common to Brooklyn tenement yards. The tree is indestructible and can seemingly grow out of cement, which is, I think, is pretty amazing. Francie often sits on the fire escape in the shade of the tree's umbrella-shaped leaves to blissfully read and dream, which is like, but you sit outside and you love that, and there's just something comforting about
When
that.
I had the trees in Levittown, the two maple trees,
exactly.
I had my big hammock swing,
yeah.
and in the evening after dinner, I used to sit in there and
Do
read.
you have any pictures of those trees, do you know?
They're probably in
Bar.
a lot of pictures that we took in the
Right.
front yard, at parties and stuff. They were beautiful. And the same thing happened after I sold the house. The people who bought it chopped down the trees so that they could put in a driveway.
But they weren't sick, the trees, right?
Well, they said that the one was, I don't believe it because I think because they wanted to put in a driveway.
Right.
And
right.
paving stone
that was the
walkway.
excuse.
So and then they chopped down the other one too. There was a red maple and the green maple.
Well, on my bucket list, and this is after we do Alaska, I hope I can afford it, but I would love to go to Redwoods National Park.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to see that. But did you know that there's a redwood tree in Brooklyn?
No, it did not.
Well, let me show you all these trees. I'm sure that the two of you are going to want to skim some of these. So, Brooklyn has redwoods. So, this particular tree, located near 151 Willow Street, is over 100 feet tall and stands on a quiet residential block where some of the homes were built in the early 19th century. A star-studded carriage house nearby is from 1876. This species of redwood is originally from China, but is a distant relative of the giant sequoia and redwood trees of California. In the 1950s, Arthur Miller, the playwright, lived next door at 155 Willow Street, a Federal-style brick house built in the 1820s. He wrote The Crucible there, and trees are an important symbol in that play. The girls seen dancing in the forest were thought to be flirting with a dangerous, untamed evil. Miller moved away when he left his wife for Marilyn Monroe. But there's so many other interesting, and I checked off some, and then if you want to browse through it afterward too, that I found this tree, the smell of cotton candy. Just outside of a charming shingled house in a quiet historic neighborhood stands a katsura, a species native to China and Japan. With its heart-shaped leaves, this tree puts on a show all year long. Reddish purple in the spring, blue-green in the summer, and yellow apricot in the fall. Additionally, in the fall, the katsura gives off a sugary scent that some compare it to caramel or cotton candy. An added bonus was, when visiting this tree, sweeping views of Little Neck Bay. So that they took a picture. I just love this, that they did this. So this other one, George Washington stood here. Standing tall on the corner of 163rd Street and St. Nicholas Avenue, this tree is believed to have been planted on the estate of Manhattan's oldest surviving residence, the Morris Jumel Mansion. Built in 1765 for the Morris family, the original property line stretched 50 modern city blocks. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The house served as General George Washington's headquarters during the American Revolution, and it is said that Washington stood beside the tree on the night of September 21st, 1776, to watch as a fire set by American rebels blazed through New York City. A New York Times article from 1901 reported that Washington Heights was once home to many historic trees, including 13 gum trees planted by Alexander Hamilton. In 1810, the house became a summer villa for the wealthy New York couple Stephen and Eliza Jumel. Mr. Jumel died in 1832 when he accidentally fell off a hay wagon onto his pitchfork. And I know that's horrible. And about a year and a half later, Ms. Jumel married former Vice President Aaron Burr. Today, the mansion is a landmark and a museum. Then I'm not going to read the whole thing, but in memory of lives lost. This tall Colorado blue spruce in the southeast corner of Tompkins Square Park's central lawn was donated by the Parks Department in 1992 in remembrance of Glenn Barnett and all those in the neighborhood who had been lost to AIDS. During the holidays, the spruce is festively decorated and serves as a Christmas tree. But on a recent sunny afternoon, it was on duty as a shady spot for a couple lying on the grass beneath its branches.
Yeah.
And there's just so many. There's a hidden spot known to birds. If you have a sense of adventure, take the BX12 bus to Orchard Beach and walk north where you'll find 130 acres Hunter Island Marine Zoology and Geology Sanctuary and the Kazimirov Nature Trail, which winds through an old oak forest and a salt marsh. And you can just follow it through. And this one you would like, Peggy. An umbrella in solemn spot.
Mm-hmm.
Crooked branches twist and turn, forming a wide canopy that casts a serene shade over gravestones more than a century old. There are 21,000 veterans and their loved ones buried here, including 24 recipients of the Medal of Honor, and on most days this is a place of reverent silence. The beach's trunk is scarred from people carving their names. Its thick, leafy foliage creates a natural umbrella under which it's possible to remain cool even in scorching sunshine. So there's so many more. There's 2 trees on one, and I know that we've talked about trees and them this one, pretty but poisonous. This yew tree is believed to be one of the original evergreen trees planted in 1920 when Hero Park was dedicated to the 144 Staten Island soldiers who died in World War I. In late summer and early fall, the yew produces vivid red berries that stand out against its dark green needles, but the fruit is highly poisonous, so don't eat it. So they're just so there's a tree that inspired a movement. And pay attention to trees that are around you, it's like, now I can start seeing through this tree. This one, I know that I complain, like in the summertime, it's full of leaves and I can't see if anybody pulls up in front of the house or whatever, but I wouldn't want it cut down.
No.
But
I'd rather see the tree than anybody pulling up in front of the house.
well, no, I mean if I'm having company or something, because my ring doesn't work. But yeah, so I needed a breath of fresh air. So when I saw this, because I only get the New York Times on the weekends now, I don't get it 7 days a week, and I saw this and I'm just like, oh, this is precious.
Yeah, I get it online, so it
Right.
was online, and it was nice to see all the photographs. And
Yeah,
It's
beautiful.
nice that they did that.
Yeah.
That's always, I think it's a topic dear to all of us. We love having
Yeah.
trees,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Wendy, Bonnie's mom, Bonnie the dog I take care of, I was telling her that how, because we were talking on the phone yesterday, and I was saying how this was going to be my topic, and she goes, well, you'll have to come over to my house. She goes, we have a redwood in our yard.
oh, really?
And I said, oh, she was supposed to send me a picture. She forgot, but,
I've been
That's
to
a-
Big Sur when I was young. I
Oh,
went
really?
to Big Sur, and I've been up in the Sierras, and it's beautiful. It's so
yeah,
beautiful.
that's, yeah. Is it anywhere near wine country?
It's
could make it.
more north, but it's
Yes.
not far. Like
Yeah.
you could do it.
Right. We could absolutely make it
No,
work.
very spectacular.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I know it wasn't a long thing, but yeah, I do miss those 2 maple trees in front of our house.
Yeah.
I had 2 maple trees in my house too in the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
No, they both got cut down not too long, a few years ago.
older.
each. And
Yeah,
it was
Yeah.
very sad.
It is sad.
Yeah. and it
When
was
people
nice.
pass my house, I told you, my own daughter was driving past her own house and she went right past it. She didn't recognize it
yeah.
because the trees are gone. And it just changed the whole property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally did not look.
No, it looks.
The first time I saw it after I sold it, a few months later I drove by, I almost cried.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
to see. I have so many memories of those trees. My kids grew up with those trees, and even though my lawn had a big wood bump in the middle from, we used to use that as the pitcher's mound when we played wiffle ball, and
Okay.
but you know, like everything is so different now. Now they just dorm it out, the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so-
wouldn't
So that
recognize
is
it.
different.
Yeah.
I have lots of trees, as you know, on my property.
Yeah.
I love
And you have a big
them.
property.
We do, and I have one big blue spruce right in the front, which is humongous, and then I have a whole bunch in the back, all different kinds. We have maples, we have a lot of oaks, so we get a lot of acorns.
Oh my
you know.
God, my
Yeah.
yard and the deck is covered with
Covered
them.
acorns,
And the
yeah.
squirrels eat them in the tree and throw
And they
the
get
shells.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there reading and everybody's going, stop.
I don't mind it. I love it. We have, so many different kinds. I could go through them all,
Yeah.
but I think they're very interesting.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
have, and
I'm a tree lover.
Me too.
I just love trees.
Well, I remember too, I think I might have shared this story. My older brother Calvin, he planted trees on our property where when you were sitting in my parents' kitchen, it was right there next to the road. And it was a project with FAA or whatever, but he planted quite a few of the trees, and then he was heartbroken because my grandfather came through and cut down quite a number of them. I don't think he realized, or he did. And I mentioned that to Carl, and Carl goes, no, he goes, some survived, Carol. He goes, no, if you go and look, some have survived. And I said, oh, okay, but I do remember Calvin was quite sad. You know, it's like, why don't you cut down the trees? But,
Yeah, we had a tree that was, when Samantha was a little girl, it was growing out from under the house. You know, it was just like a seed fell there.
Germinate.
And Samantha wanted that tree, and my husband dug it up and they planted it in the backyard. When I sold that house, it's a big, gigantic tree, and it created a lot of, when they cut down all the trees, they left that one.
Oh, how nice.
That one is there, so.
thank goodness.
That's
I know.
that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well,
No,
thank you for
well, very
listening.
nice.
Yes, good one.
Thank you for listening.
Thank
and
you.
Share your stories about trees with us.
Plant a tree.
Yes, if we can.
Yes. Anyone can do it.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.